Here's our camper this morning, base camp. It's going to be another beautiful morning. Can't wait. We're headed towards a Kennecott Mine, the Kennecott Mine, for a tour this morning. Should be fun. The mining and mill town of Kennecott is a relic inside of the Wrangell St. Elias National Park. It is located 4.5 miles from McCarthy. It was established in 1900 and expanded in stages until the 1920s, and then closed in 1938 after supplying the world with $200 to $300 million worth of copper for electrification, utilities, and industries, and munitions for World War I. We are taking a tour of the amazing 14-story building where the copper was extracted, sorted, and bagged before being loaded on the train. This is the top of the building, and we're working our ways down to the first floor.
Back up here, it would fall down that chute right there and pour across that grate. Does everyone see that grate on the ground there? That was known as the Grizzly Grate. And we can think of that as the first filter to the mill building, right? Any material entering the mill has to be small enough to fit through that. Like this high-grade calcite, they could pluck it off and send it down this chute right over my head. Because this doesn't need to get broken up and processed. This is ready to go, right? So any high-grade can get sent down. Smaller chute, that was our high-grade ore chute. So any of that material, that calcite, that really nice high-grade material, doesn't need to go through this building at all, right? So they would toss it down that chute. It would fall 14 stories to the sacking department and get thrown immediately.
Smashing stuff smaller, or somebody was sorting that?
The Grizzly man would just sit there. It's brought up on that conveyor belt and dropped through the Grizzly Grate. Now it falls through the Grizzly Grate into a 4-story tall storage bin, which is right on the other side of that wall, supported by this concrete foundation. Now I thought that was
Did you get all this stuff up without the railroad, right? You said they had to use it.
well, so that was just for all of the original, that first load. So that would have just been surface mining from the deposit up there that they would blast, crush once.
That's the 14 stories we just come down from the top of the mill. You can see it pretty good right here. This would be one of the houses that the management would be living in. A cottage, management level staff, and specialized employees with families. So not the average miner or mill hand, but the middle class. Kind of a nice little place. I could easily live here.
We just did the Kennecott Copper Mine mill tour, which is the 14-story edifice behind us where they milled the copper from chunks that came out of the mines that are 4 miles up on the hill, and how they came down these 14 stories and then put them right on a train. I think, I don't know, I guess I didn't realize that these old buildings that were built in like 1911, that the chutes that the copper and the limestone and the rocks were going down were all made out of wood. I don't know that I've ever seen that in person before. You know, everything is always metal. Our tour guide, Eli, holy cow, I feel like I intimately know the whole process. Sadly enough, they made like $3 to $5 a day, which, yes, would have been really good pay back then, but they only got 2 days off a year, Christmas Day and 4th of July. Super dangerous, exposure to heavy metals and ammonia, and loss of fingers and thumbs up in the top of the building where they were dealing with the big rocks and the conveyors and the buckets. And but I'm so glad we did it. It was super interesting, don't you?
Okay, we're done with our tour of the Kennecott Mine, and now we're hiking out to the Root Glacier.
Beautiful day.
It's a beautiful day. This is the Root Glacier Trail. Hey Chippy. Hey Chippy, what you doing? Huh? What you doing, Chippy? Are you digging? What you got in there, huh? What you got down in there? Huh? You're a cute little fella. Yeah, you are. You're awful cute. Yes, you are. What are you digging up, huh? Mr. Curious. Hey, Mr. Curious.
Wow.
Okay, the big white snow-covered mountain is Mount Blackburn. And we are approaching the glacier. I can see people out on it from here.
Yeah. You should tell the story how the mountain got its name.
How you doing back there?
Good.
All right. Got to just really watch where you put your feet
Yeah.
on this chunky rock
Yeah.
through here.
And where it's not the original rock, in places they've added riprap rock, which ought to be called riffraff because it's about an ankle breaker.
It's like hiking the AT through PA.
That's what I hear. This is cotton grass, or they call it Alaska cotton. I think it's really cool. I think it's just now, I don't know what it looked like before, if it looked like anything, but we are just now seeing this, but I've seen it in a lot of native pressed flower art, and I thought it was really kind of funky and cool, and it's pretty funky and cool. It's probably a pest, but I like it anyway.
That is one giant moraine field right there. Even 100 years ago, this was all covered by glacier, where the school children from town couldn't even see that mountain that we're looking at right there because the glacier completely covered it up, or obscured the view. It was so tall, so you can get an idea on how much glacier has left us. And that is that moraine is all, you know, ice on the bottom. So this is Jumbo Creek, on which the Jumbo Mine was located on, several thousand feet up the creek. This entire trail has been littered with bear scat. So all right, go down to the trail here.
That is crazy.
All right, you're walking on another glacier.
Yep. We are. And I think it stretches up in there.
Whew, it's nice and cool too.
Yeah, it is. Feels good.
Feels good.
That blue ice.
Wow. We're being very gingerly and just hiking where we can get good crunch in the ice and trying to stay off the slick stuff. According to the National Park Service, of the 5,000 square miles of glacial ice in Wrangell St. Elias, the Root Glacier is the most accessible. The trail is 2 miles from Kennecott along the Root Glacier Trail. Crampons are highly recommended and there are multiple guide services available. Look at the blue of that glacier ice. There's somebody climbing on the far wall there. We'll look back towards town. Okay friends, this seems like a good place to end this one. We appreciate you watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe.
Until next time,
Fare thee well,
nomies.